Okay, things you're gonna need to graft with: the needle nose pruners, your buddy tape to wrap your scion and to wrap it onto the tree, and the 4 ties. And I want to show you the scion. Now I've already prepared this. I took all the leaves off, as you can see. And when I wrapped it, I left the bottom probably about almost 3 inches unwrapped. And you're probably saying, why'd you do that? Because I like to make long cuts, because the more cambium that's laying on there together has a better chance of success. So, and I also, as you can see there, I leave the top undone so that when it wants to push, it can push so easy. So that's what I do. So I'm gonna show you now. So I'm back and I'm gonna show you where I'm putting the scion. So here's the scion and here's the end of the branch. And I'm gonna lay this all 3 inches right up here on top like this when I put it on top, and that's what's going to lay on that. So I'm going to make my cuts now. So now I'm gonna make my cuts. I do one long one on one side, then I turn it over and I do a little wee cut right here. As you see right there, that the cambium, I have something up there that's gonna lay right over top of that, and it gives you that much more cambium. It's about 3 inches total. Now I'm gonna make my cuts, and I already know it's about 3 inches, so I'm going to start at one end, come all the way, one straight cut. And then I snip it off at the end, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. You see how I did that? And here's the little lip that I left. See how the little lip? That's what is going to cover over that piece that I left. So let me show you. So now I'm gonna make this match the scion with. Now you get the scion, make sure they match up. If not, you gotta do it until they do. See how that lays right up on there? And it's perfect, the cuts match perfectly. And this is almost a perfect match right now, but I'll clean it up a little bit more. That's what I do. Not to be perfect, but as good as you can anyways. All right, let me see. All right, so let me see. All right. Now let me show you what I did. That little lip is covered over by the lip I left on that. So now there's cambium all around that, cambium all along the sides. See how nice this will, when I do the ties, that'll push it down nice and flat. And so see how long that is? That's the end of the branch. They call that an end veneer graft. I don't know if anybody else does them, but I do them all the time, and I nicknamed it the end veneer graft. So hold on. All right, so the cut is perfect, and now I'm gonna wrap it. So what I do is you always, here's a tip for everybody. The cut ends right here. You gotta go an inch below, because the heat will make this move up. And if it exposes any part of that union, the graft is done. So I start an inch below and I start wrapping. I'll show you in a second. Now, they'll move, so you gotta hold it. I do a onesie at first with one tape, and then I do it stronger with 2, and I'll show you what I'm talking about in 1 second. As soon as I get this started good. So now it's all lined up. It started real good. Now I can come with a double tape. Do you see what I'm doing? There's two pieces here. I'm bending it in half like this, and now it looks like one again, but it's strong because it has two. So I'll start down here at the bottom again, stretch it real tight, and now you don't have to worry about the scion moved because you already got it wrapped. So then you can just go like this all the way around, holding it tight, wrapping and wrapping. And you have to do another one. Same thing, I make it nice and make it a double because I want it strong because of the heat. In the winter, one's good, but in the summer, you need two. All right, so I'm wrapping this son of a gun, and I'm wrapping. I'll show you what I do to the top here in a minute, because remember at the end of the part of that branch, you have to make sure you go up an inch above that as well, because that will also shrink down and expose your union. So I have the one piece. I'm gonna start at the top right here so I can go higher up. Watch. So I'm above the cutoff. Now I'm coming back down. Do you see how I'm coming back down? And there. So now the whole thing is wrapped. Here's the end cut. That's an inch below, and then an inch above. And now no water's gonna get in, because you gotta be careful. In this, I'm not bagging this, so you don't want any water or any moisture getting in. So this is perfect. Now I'm gonna get the ties. And I use these 8-inch ties. And what I do is I start one at the very bottom, and you're doing that so that the heat doesn't make this come up, doesn't shrink this up. And then you come back up at the top, and you do one at the top here, nice and snug, tight. Then you go right in the middle, do one right in the middle, real nice. And now where that little lip is, I do right over the lip, everybody. That little lip down here. And I'll show you in a second before I cut. All right, so that's what I did. You see how those are all on there? There's that little lip, one's over top of that, and then come up here and cut the ties off. And there you go, everybody. That's your end veneer graft. That's how you do it. Very, very simple. You're an inch below, so you don't have to worry about any water coming up this way, and an inch above, so you don't have to worry about any water coming down in this way. And so now I don't even have to wrap this. And it won't dry out or anything. You think it probably will, but it won't, and it hasn't. Look at all these here. Just want to show you real quick. These are the grafts. These are the new ones I just did. But look at this. Look. Do you see how they're all coming out? Those are all, even those big leaves. Look, this is even going to come out less than 30 days. It's going to come out twice. I'll show you this real quick. So this is the cac tree, like I told you. And another important thing, when you're doing your grafting, after you graft, you're waiting for this to come out. See how the trees, once they come out, you got to take these suckers off, because if not, they steal the energy from going to those grafts. So you come around the tree and you look for anything that's coming off or coming out, and you just take them off. And that's what you do, everybody. So that's the end veneer graft, everyone. This is Tony at the Manor of All Mangoes.